Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to go over another tweet of yet another famously known conservative, Alex Jones, who is also now agreeing more with Palestine than he was agreeing in the past. So I wanted to read a tweet that he posted on Twitter. Obviously he can't make a video because he's banned from YouTube. So I'm just gonna read the tweet that he has here. So he says on Twitter, his actual Twitter page here, Israel has lost the high ground. This is not war, this is robotic mass genocide. Section 1091 of Title 18 United States Code prohibits genocide whether committed in time of peace or time of war. Genocide is defined by some symbol, I guess it looks like an S, you guys can figure it out. 1091 includes violent attack with the specific intent to destroy in whole or in part a national, ethnic, racial or religious group. So this comes as a huge surprise because, again, this guy is, in the past at least, was known to be pro-Israeli, or at least if he wasn't pro-Israeli specifically, he wasn't very moved by the Palestinians at all. Now he's coming out to say that Israel is committing genocide. That's a very strong thing to say. Everybody knows which side he stands on now. Like, you can't really come back from that after saying that Israel is committing genocide. And I would imagine that all the extremist Israelis will be very upset from him as well. Then he also goes on to make a comment in replying to his own post here. He says, if you support Israel, you should not support the random killing of civilians. Israel is committing suicide with actions like this. Use your effing brain. So I guess this is because he got attacked by a lot of pro-Israelis who are trying to get him excuses and made up reasons for him to actually change his mind and support Israel. So he probably said this, in the matter of even if you do want to support Israel, you can't support the random killing of civilians. So it's kind of taking a step back from what he said earlier about the genocide. It's kind of taking a step back towards Israel again over there. And then just to go over a few comments as well. There's this guy who said, I support neither side. Both are committing horrendous acts. Our tax money shouldn't fund any of them. If you want to see it that way, do not forget that the Israelis are the ones who came from Europe. They're not natives to the land. Their ancestors were people who converted to Judaism, and that somehow makes them an ethnic group. That's not how it works. These European people came to our land, stole our land when we accepted them initially as refugees, by the way. There's many proofs of that. There's pictures of ships that they had big letters, signs saying, the Europeans let us down, do not let us down, things such as that. And they were really begging us to take them in as refugees. And that's what we did, and now we've learned from our consequences what kind of people these Zionists could be. So that's the very big difference here. One side is getting mass murdered. They're refugees on their own land. They're going through checkpoints. They're not allowed to drive on roads. They're not allowed to build roads. They have to pay taxes to Israel. Did you know that the PA has to collect the taxes of the whole West Bank and give, I think it was 3 or 6% of that whole GDP to Israel as a tax? Just to show you, their religion is that whole ideology is just about money. That's all they care about is money. And we've seen so many Israelis in the occupied West Bank, Israel, and they're coming out and really attacking America and Americans for not wanting to give them the tax money anymore, just acting like psychopaths, revealing their true nature. But of course, you'll still have these brain dead American evangelical people who are still going to worship the Israelis, even though the Israelis are killing their own brothers, their own Christian brothers, the real Christians. I don't consider any of these evangelicals as real Christians. So yeah, that's the difference between both of those. So I guess maybe be a little bit more accurate about that before you speak. Alex Jones replies, I don't know who he's replying to. It kind of looks like he's replying to this guy who just said that. I don't really know. But I do agree with the last part of what he said there, which is our tax money shouldn't fund any of them. Thank you. I would rather Palestine has no tax money, since we don't really get any tax money anyway, from anybody, any funding from anybody, from the West. Vast majority of our funding is coming from other Middle Eastern Islamic countries or Arabic countries. So yeah, I would rather have no funding from tax money if that means that Israel gets zero. That would be great. Thank you very much. And just to read just a couple more comments here, I'm not going to spend too much time because I do want to move on to something else before ending the video on Alex Jones. Some guy called The Architect. I don't know who this guy. I'm not saying that out of arrogance. I actually really don't know who this guy is. The deep state are salivating at the opportunity to do this domestically. It's coming. So I'm guessing since he's replying to Alex Jones, he means genocide. He's probably hinting towards the fact that he believes the deep state, which I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what that is either, is salivating. I'm guessing the United States government wants to do this. I don't know if I want to agree with that. I think that's maybe a little far-fetched. But it's definitely something to think about, to learn about, to study, to educate ourselves. And so yeah, even of course we have another last comment here that I want to read from some white American guy. I don't know who this is, but Alex Jones replied to him, so that's why I'm gonna go ahead and mention it. This guy here that I'm gonna pull up as well as a screenshot. I would be skeptical. English is not my first language, guys. I would be skeptical of anything coming from Al Jazeera. Okay, and then Alex Jones replies, all over Israeli TV they are calling for this. I'm not anti-Israeli, but this is out of control. It must stop now. So obviously, this guy is really stupid, because it's the whole idea of, that news channel is something they generally post stuff I don't disagree with. Everything they must post is fake. Fake news. Everything's fake. Every single thing. Which is a really stupid way to just deny. It's not even like seeing what they say and then refuting it with evidence. No. It's just straight up rejecting it completely. Being like, no, I don't take from that news channel. I've seen that a lot from... in America, I see that a lot. And it's a really stupid thing. And then Alex Jones, he's replying and saying he's not anti-Israeli, but this is out of control. So obviously, Israelis, are they going to view Alex Jones as being anti-Israeli after he called them genocide makers? Well, yeah, obviously, he's going to be the number 2 anti-Semite now after Candace Owens. Because you can't actually, you can't call them out for any crimes they do, because if you do that, you are an anti-Semite. If you stand with Palestinians who are actually Semitic, then you are anti-Semitic. It's the logic. They're really stupid people, and we're not falling for any tricks. And the American people are not falling for these tricks anymore. They're waking up to all this nonsense. So the Israelis will definitely view him as anti-Israeli for all these comments, and it comes as a huge shock for me personally to see Alex Jones coming out with these much better views. At least he's calling out the genocide for what it is. He's not totally pro-Palestinian as he's saying. He's saying he's pro-Israeli. He's not anti-Israeli. Sorry, he's saying he's not anti-Israeli. So it doesn't necessarily mean he's pro-Israeli either. But, he's trying to also tread lightly and make sure that he doesn't completely get banned and cancelled everywhere. He's trying to still save himself a little bit, even though he's very, very famous for controversy. And just a quick Google search, Alex Jones controversy. You can find a lot of stuff there. If you put the list. Just to go over a few, and this is from CNBC. Alex Jones' 5 most disturbing and ridiculous conspiracy theories. some of them are pretty ridiculous, but some of them are legitimate. The government has weather weapons. So this, I went over this a few days ago with a few of my friends, and I told them, like, okay, I don't think they're using it as a weapon, but they can't control the weather. This is just a known fact. How do I know this? Because I went to Dubai, and in Dubai, they're rich enough to show off the technology. They don't really care. They're rich enough to just go and buy the technology and just use it. It rains in Dubai because of the scientific method that they use in extracting humidity out of the clouds through, I think they seed the cloud with some type of sodium, and then that sodium gets electrocuted, and then it drops rain. I don't know exactly how they do it. It's really amazing how they do it, but they can't control the weather. I mean, if they can make rain happen, I'm sure they're capable of doing a lot of things. And many people don't even know that in Dubai they're even capable of doing this to begin with. So who knows? You don't know. We can't know. But as far as controlling the weather, yes, that's possible. Like, no doubt. Using it as a weapon, I don't know. It sounds a little bit different, a little bit extreme maybe. And then his next controversy here on the list is chemicals in the water are turning frogs homosexual. The frog homosexual thing, I don't know about all that, but the chemicals in the water changing the hormones is a legitimate thing. There's been many tests on this that proves that actually the hormones are affecting human beings. They're causing estrogen levels in men to increase and testosterone levels to decrease. This is due to women using these anti-pregnancy pills and then flushing them down the toilet, or urinating into the toilet and then flushing it down. When that urine goes through, it gets filtered, but it doesn't filter out every type of chemical, every type of microchemical. It doesn't take out every type of residue. So this has truth to it. It's just dumb. The frogs homosexual thing. I don't know about all that either. So it's like there's a half truth to everything. Robert Mueller is a demon and also a SA offender. I don't know who that person is, so I'm just gonna skip over that. Sandy Hook shooting. I did study over that for a long time. I think it's totally made up. What he's saying is made up. Like, it was a legitimate shooting, and it was a legitimate crime. Crime exists, believe it or not. And there's a lot of shootings in the U.S. I don't know why that little one there is the big one. That's the big fake one. All the other ones are real. No, they're all real. Hillary Clinton is running a child SA ring out of a pizza parlor. Yeah, that I don't know about that. I'm not gonna go into any of those. But the thing is, the weather thing is legitimate. The chemical residue in the water is legitimate. Yeah, maybe he does say the other things just to gather attention, because obviously he did very well about that, because he was forced to pay almost $1 billion to Sandy Hook victims. $1 billion, like, that's crazy. It's crazy. So who knows? Maybe he says some stuff just to get people's attention. But I feel like he's not getting. He doesn't have anything to gain by going and saying Israel is committing genocide. He really does not. He's not even saying he's anti-Israeli. So it's like, whose popularity is he trying to gain? I feel like he's speaking the truth, his true opinion, his true views. Who knows? Only God knows. And thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you liked this video. Please share and subscribe, and see you guys in the next video.